Welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we have a nice table. We have a JVC QL-F4. This is a automatic, fully automatic, direct drive with Quartz-Lock. So nice table. JVC built some really nice stuff back in the day. These Quartz-Lock tables, very heavy, very nicely built, good sound. I like JVC tables. I think they're great value for the money. And what a lot of people don't know is that JVC was actually a independent subsidiary of Matsushita, also known as Panasonic. But they kind of let JVC do their own thing and kind of left them alone. And JVC is pretty much, their biggest accomplishment was probably the VHS VCR. That was their product that went up against the Sony Betamax. But yeah, so for the history lesson, this one has come in because I've already thrown a record on here. Had a quick listen. I can't hear anything wrong with it, but he says it just doesn't sound right. So I'll let you guys have a listen. When I did start it up, I'm not sure if the Quartz-Lock was locking until I actually touched this 4533 switch over here. So I'm thinking we have a dirty switch because the brain, or the Quartz-Lock brain, is not locking in. So I have a feeling it has something to do with that. So we're gonna just have a quick listen, and then we will give it a service. Change the oil in the motor, just have a peek around, make sure everything's looking good on the motor board and so forth. But before we do that, let's so it's got the 30, 25, 17-inch record selector. It's got repeat, cueings over here, and start and reject. So all the typical fully automatic features. So let's give it a go. It's Quartz-Locked this time. I can see that the strobe light is nice and solid. And the automatic is working really good. Yeah, no problems there. Looks like we're holding a nice 33. And our auto return works, which is good. So looks like we're just going to need to do some just general service on this one to get it back up and running. I'm going to check the stylus as well. I think it has an Empire cartridge on there. Just get rid of this record. And we will remove, let me turn off my amplifier. Let's see what head shell we got here. It's a JVC head shell, and we have an Empire 4000 XL1. I believe that is an OEM stylus. It looks very dirty, so we'll give that a cleaning. Remove our counterweight. Nice heavy rubber mat. And here's our platter. Nice quality. Just a little bit ringy, but not like some. Nice and solid. Okay, we got a little bit of dust bunnies in here. Here's our quartz lamp. Auto return mechanism, obviously. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Take that off. I'm just going to pause. I'm just going to grab a vacuum. I'm just going to quickly suck up this hair and stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, we have put it on its top, and we are now going to remove the bottom. I've taken the screws out already, not to bore you. Feet are in good shape. Very nice and rubbery still. Don't see any cracks, although the back ones have this white kind of, I can see that that's about to disappear. So the white ones are, these are white things are on the back. The front one doesn't have those, so it's gonna tilt a little bit to the front. I wonder if I should remove those altogether. We'll see how it sits. Okay, nice big beefy meaty stuff going on in here. Got a big ass direct drive motor here. Looks like we got 2 fuses, probably fused on the primary and secondary here. Secondary on the motor control board. And primary probably for the AC. And then our auto return stuff over here. Shielded cable entry. Shielded cables as well, which is very nice. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6, 7, 8, 9 caps on there. Maybe we'll have a peek. Uh-oh, I see something here I don't like. Let me zoom in. If you look right about here, there is some nasty circuit board glue. That stuff is bad news, and it looks crusty too. Oh yeah, this stuff is not good. It's coming off easily, luckily, and but it has it's sitting over this. There's a resistor to the side of this capacitor here, and this diode just outside of it. I'm going to remove these 2 caps here, and I'm going to clean off that circuit board glue, because that stuff is no bueno. It will destroy and eat components, so we'll do that as well. The first thing I want to do first, before we do anything, is I want to take care of this speed switch, because that was definitely doing something. So let me, can you see where it is? Just kind of move it over there, right here. We'll take care of that right away. I think I have to remove the knob though. It doesn't come off. Let me just try removing these 2 screws and see what happens. Yeah, knob definitely has to come off. Let's try this. Okay, so remove your knob first. And hopefully we can pull this up now. There we go. And this is just a simple kind of A/B switch here. And it's open from the side, so we can get some contact cleaner in there. Let's grab some neutral. Give that a shot. I'll work that back and forth. I'm pretty sure that switch was dirty. Oh, this is interesting. It's almost like a micro switch here. It's open and closed. But the contacts look to be underneath here, so we'll just work this a little bit more here. Hopefully that solves that weird speed issue I was getting there. Okay. We'll do the motor next. Doesn't look too hard to do here. It's clamped down. The wires are clamped down here. And there's one big plug here. Comes right out. So hopefully just the 4 screws and it should be good. Yeah, that's nice. Nice big motor. Wow. Nice big and heavy. No ball bearing. The grease smells or the oil. This has oil in it from the factory. Smells a little like electrical burning. It's probably been in there for 50 years or so. So we will clean that out. First thing, get yourself a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, paper towel, and clean off the axle on the motor here. Get any grease or debris off of there. It's a huge magnet here. Set that aside. Because now we're going to clean out the bushing. So I was going in dry first, just to absorb as much of the old oil as possible. There's not a lot in there. That's pretty dry. It's pretty dirty, so it's definitely seen better days. And now a little bit of alcohol on that same Q-tip, and we'll wash out the bushing with the alcohol. Be very careful when you're working on these types of motors. There are tiny, tiny little copper wires here that go to the windings. You do not want to sever those. Okay, that's pretty dirty. All right, so once you have that all clean, we're going to apply some new and fresh oil, and I'm going to use electric motor oil. Okay, this is not the regular 3-in-1. This is for electric motors. It has no detergents, dispersants, all that kind of stuff. It's just a pure oil. And we'll put several drops down there. And I like to put a couple drops on the axle. Just like that. And then put it back on. And let gravity do its thing. What you're waiting for is you're just waiting for the air to escape that bushing. Once you're all the way down, it should be spinning nicely. And it is. Awesome. Okay, so that can go back. oil is fighting me a little bit on this one. It's pushing back. It's just the hydraulic pressure. All the air hasn't been expelled from the bushing yet, so. Okay, motor serviced. Now, let's leave that motor unplugged because we're going to check, well, we're going to remove this because I want to clean these. I want to get these two caps off and check that none of the components have been damaged by this glue. Looks like we got one, two, three. Make sure your power's unplugged because right between, or in between those two wires here is a screw I'm removing. This is AC 120 right here. That'll give you a little fun jolt. So remove those. And I think we can flip this kind of. Oh, that's kind of annoying. And if we loosen these. We have to loosen our lamp as well, our strobe lamp. Oh, it's LEDs. Well, that's interesting. Usually there's a neon bulb there. Huh. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs. Okay, how's that now? Oh, and we have a ground cable. Okay, are you loose yet? Kind of. I'm gonna loosen this fuse. I know it's not in screen, but the fuse board, I'm just going to loosen that as well. So I can flip this board over. You're just going to fight me, aren't you? Okay, what's this? Transistor, some kind of power supply, maybe? I don't know what that is. Why is it over there? Okay, looks like we got to put that back as well. Does that have something to do with the tone arm, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, how about now? Oh, this is not very fun. All right, that's good enough. Ooh, now I'm not, what is this, some kind of waxy substance here? Interesting. All right, but for our purposes, we're going to remove these two capacitors here. And that can sit like that. That gives me what I need to remove them. Fire up the new Weller. I've been using it a little bit, and I got to tell you, I really like it. It heats up so fast. But I did manage to repair my old Chinese one, my old Chinese soldering iron station, the Ayuyi, whatever it's called. So it's good to have a backup. But the Weller, she heats up fast, and it's awesome. All right, so There, they're 220s at 50s. We'll measure them as well. Yeah, son of a... Expect that to happen. Okay, no leakage, which is good. Straighten this leg out. Get this one now. The glue is holding it to the board still. There. And you can see the glue on the bottom of the caps there. Some people sometimes think that they're having a capacitor leakage when they see that kind of brown crap at the bottom of the capacitor, and it's just the glue. I can confirm that these caps have not leaked. All right, let's clean this board. Oh yeah, that's nasty stuff. Really nasty. So this resistor and this diode are in it, but they don't look corroded yet. But that doesn't mean that that glue is not conductive. So what you want to do is you just want to scrape it away like this. Just get a screwdriver and just gently scrape the board. And come back with a little bit of alcohol afterwards just to make sure the board's good and clean. And I'll keep scraping at this and I'll be back. Okay, the scraping's done. I'm just going to wash the board now with a little isopropyl. I was just looking at the legs of this resistor here, and it's okay. And same with this diode. They were in the path of the glue there, and they're both okay. But the board's stained. I mean, that's scraped right down, and it's actually stained the board. So, but there, nice and clean now. And you don't have to worry about that stuff going anymore. All right, let's check our caps on our little tester here and see how they are. Oops. I know there's no part because I didn't put one in yet. Okay. So these are 220s at 50. And they're coming in at 248 at ESR of 0.36. That's okay. That's within spec. Check this one. Seeing that all right? Yeah, the light's in the way. And this one's coming in at 242 at 0.38. So these are okay. They're going back in. I'm going to go around with my probe. I'm just going to check these other ones just with my digital multimeter and see what kind of capacitance I'm looking at. This orange cap here is a special cap. What brand is this one? Is it an Elna? Yeah, it's an Elna. These orange caps back in the day, they were low noise, low leakage caps. So if you do come across one of these and you do find them bad, what you want to replace them with is something like a Nichicon UKL series. That will work very good because they are probably the lowest leakage cap you can get right now on the market. Okay, so I'll check the rest of these and I'll let you know what happens. Okay, everything is back where it belongs. Happy to tell you that the caps are okay. I checked them just with my multimeter, so I didn't get ESR reading on them, but they're all rated okay as far. I mean, they're reading okay, close to the rating. So I'm gonna leave them, and these are all high quality Elna caps. So we're gonna leave those in there, and this is a bit of a budget repair, so we can't be spending time and or money on caps on this one. If it was mine, sure, I'd yank them and I'd put fresh caps in. But sometimes you have to repair something according to the customer's budget. And in this case, I don't have a lot of room here. It's basically get it thing working and sounding decent if possible. So anyway, I'll get the bottom back on. We'll get it back up and we'll do some quick tests. Okay, welcome back to the top side. Remember when I was pulling this thing apart, I mentioned that the feet looked funny. The back two had those white kind of feet, I guess you could say. They were like rings on it, and the front had black. Well, I noticed that one was coming off, so I re-glued it down. It's just different color. The front does actually have those exact same rings, except they're black on the front and they're white on the back. So anyway, just thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, next up, we are going to adjust our arm, and we're going to clean this stylus because it is filthy. And when I get a stylus that's that dirty, I like to use some 70%. Because 70%'s got a little bit of distilled water in it. And I'm just going to give that a cleaning. And it looks like there's some stylus on there. I can see it with my bare eye here, my naked eye. Yeah, that's better. These umpires are highly sought after, and they track relatively light. Okay, so we're going to unplug it because I'm going to set up the counterweight tracking force here. Okay, and I'm going to set it up for 1.5 grams because, like I mentioned, these do track very light. This counterweight is slipping and sliding around on the post. Okay, we'll go with that. You probably wouldn't get good readings if you were going to do it manually. Okay, 1.5, and we'll set up our anti-skate for the same amount. I believe this is an elliptical cartridge, so the inner orange ring is elliptical and the outside ring is for conical. So we'll set it at 1.5 on the orange scale, which is right there. Even though it looks like a big 2, it's the elliptical scale we're looking at. All right, so let's check our speed now and see if we're still jumping around like we did originally. Plug it back in. Nope, speed locked in right away. So we definitely had a dirty switch there. And if we switch to 45, we get a Quartz-Lock right away. There's your 33. It slows down to get to 33, but bingo, locks right in. There's our auto return. All good. All right, let's see what she sounds like. Although we've kind of already heard what it sounds like. But let's see what it sounds like with a nice, clean stylus. Sounds good to me. Arm drops nice and slow. This album here is Max Webster, Universal Juveniles, and Geddy Lee from Rush actually sings on one of the tracks here. I think it's that one. Maybe it's the last track. I can't play too much. Obviously, I forget what track it is, but he actually makes a guest appearance. Okay, I think we're done here. I don't hear any issues like the owner was saying. It didn't sound right. Sounds good to me. Just some basic service on this one. Lubricate the motor, take care of this and that, check the capacitors, but very importantly, remove that sticky, crusty, probably conductive glue on the motor board, and we'll call this one done. All right, so this was actually the first table of 2024, I believe, right? Yeah, I think it is. So thanks for joining me for this one, and like always, we'll catch you next one.